video for our session Wonderful Website Creators. In this video, we will go through the main things that we covered in the live session, looking at how you can create your own website using Canva. We will go through how you can add text, images, and moving elements, then look at how we can add in hyperlinks and different pages. And then finally, we'll look at how you can publish your website safely and securely online. As always with these videos, you can pause, rewind, or fast forward to the parts that you want to listen to. So let's get started and see how we can create our own wonderful website. So let's get started creating our Canva website. To do this, you'll need to sign up for the Canva account, and we have a special family fund Canva link that you can use to do this. This entitles you to all of the pro features for free. So you will have received that email from Family Fund, so you'll need to connect your email address to this account to allow you to access this for free. I am currently using Canva on an iPad, but if you use this on an Android device or a laptop, the screen will look very similar. So we're going to come along on the coloured dots underneath the main toolbar, and we're going to tap on Website. Now what you can do when this loads up, you can either use the plain white background, or you can use a number of templates running down the side here. It may take a little while for them to load up depending on your internet connection speed, but you can choose one of these templates for you to use. Now for the sake of this recap video, I'm going to use the one that says Classroom Hub, and I tap on it, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to choose Apply All Pages. To get rid of this menu on the left hand side, there's just a little arrow that you can tap that'll help you get rid of it. Then you have the main menu down the left hand side, and then you also have the page menu just running down the side of each page. Now to see my pages, I can just scroll using this little toolbar along the bottom here, which allows me to see multiple pages. And then what I can do is I can slide through my website here and have a look and see if there are any pages that I would like to change or move around. Now I'm not going to need to use all 9 pages, so I'm just going to come down and I'm going to tap on the page that I don't want to use and press the bin, the delete button, which will get rid of some of these pages for me. So tap so the whole page has the purple line around it, and press delete. I'm going to keep that one. I'm going to get rid of this next one down and this next one down, and then keep these ones here. Now what you can also do, using this little menu down the side here, you can also reorder your pages. So for example, this blue one here, if I wanted to move it up, I can just tap on the arrows and that will then reorder these pages for me. So once I have all of these pages in the right order and I'm happy with these, then I can start to edit my website. So let's look at editing and adding text. Currently we have all of this text available on our website, but it's not what we would want it to say. So I'm just going to come up and I'm going to double tap on the text, and it will then bring up my keyboard so that I can type into it, and it also brings up my editing tool as well. So I'm just going to change this to All About Me, and then change the part underneath that says, hi, I'm Laura, find out more about me below. Okay, so once I've changed that text there, I can then choose how my text looks and change the font. So if I just tap back on the yellow text, and you can see it has a purple border around it, you'll also see that there's a new toolbar that has appeared, and this shows me where I can change the font style, the size of the font, the colour of the font, and also other features that I have available to me. So let me just change the font just so I can kind of see if I can change it to something I like better. And you have all of these different ones that you can choose from. So I might go with this one here and it will change it there for me. Now, if you find a font that you really like, then what you can do, you can change it just in that text box there, but at the bottom it says any font that is currently the old font, it will then change into the new font for me if I tap this change all purple button. So let me do that, and then you'll then see it then changes it throughout the website. I can also change the colour by tapping on the text there and then just changing the colour. Now I can use the ones that are currently on the website at the top here. So I might want to change it to the light blue or the pink or the yellow, but I think I'll go back to the pink. And there are other colours below that you can then choose. So then I'm just going to tap on the white text underneath and I'm just going to do the same thing. So I'm just going to come to my text. I'm going to choose a font that I like. So I might use this one. Let's have a look. I like that one. So I'm going to tap on change all. So that changes my whole website for me. Now it's a bit small, so I'm just going to change the size by pressing the add button at the top there. And if I wanted to change the colour, I could just tap on there and it would allow me to do that, but I'm happy with that being white. So I'm just going to go down here and have a look now, and I'm going to start to edit my text so that I can then go through by tapping on the text and then changing what it says by double tapping and then being able to then add in more information. If you want to add in your own text box and add in extra text that way, you can just come down to the main menu on the left hand side of the screen and you're looking for the third icon down, which is the T. It then brings up your text. And then it says add a text box in purple and you can add that text box in there. And the great thing about it is it automatically brings that formatting over for you. So once we've looked at editing the text, we're now going to have a look at adding in some pictures. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start to add in some pictures. So to do this, I'm just going to tap on my page here. Now, obviously this says all about me and that's not me here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap on the picture and just press delete. I'm going to delete the image so it's left with the frame there. And then I'm just going to delete these things here because I don't need them by tapping on them and pressing the bin. Then I'm going to come down to uploads on the left hand side. Now this is where I can upload a picture from my camera roll by going into the upload button and going to photo library. It'll then bring up your library and you can then add in your pictures from here. You can see that my picture's already here, so I'm just going to tap on here and then just pull it across, and as you can see, it will just drop it into the frame for me. So I'm just going to scroll down now and see if I can add in another picture. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to come down and see if I've got a picture of me working in school. So here we are. So I'm just going to tap on that picture there and it's going to come across here, and then I'm just going to pop that in the middle there, just like that. Now what I can do, if I wanted to, and this is something we covered in our session, you can tap on a picture and tap on BG Remover, and then what it'll do is it'll then get rid of any background that's on that picture and then just leaves me with my picture that's left there, just like that. So I can then put that picture in there. And what I can also do, if it makes it easier for me, if I go to position and then go to layers, I can then just move my picture of me using these 6 dots and just drag my picture down underneath the orange one, so the orange little kind of character comes above the top of me. There we go. And I'm going to press X just to get rid of that there and move it across. So I'm back to here. Now this isn't my little girl Daisy. So I am just going to tap on her and then I'm just going to fill it pink so that I can then put a picture of Daisy on here. So again, just like we did before, go to uploads, upload a picture. Now I'm just going to see if I've got one here that I can use of her. So if I just scroll down and find a picture, there she is. So I can just tap on her, press add. It will then upload into the left hand side here and the pictures come up at the top. And then once it's uploaded, you can then tap on that picture and it will then load it up here. And you can see if I just scroll, move that over, it will then fill that for me. If you don't want it to fill, you could just put a picture on the back of a plain circle and then add it in that way as well. So we've looked at uploads for pictures that you have, but it may be that actually you want to add in some other pictures yourself. So I want to use a home button, which we'll talk about later on. So I'm just going to come up to elements and then I'm just going to have a look and see what I can use. Now, if I was going to do a home button, I could type in home and it'll bring up these pictures here that I can use. And I could use one of these little graphics here. But I'm just going to use, there was a little character here, a little star. I'm just going to choose him and I'm just going to put him in the corner of my screen for the minute and I'll come back to him later. So have a look through elements and see if there are any pictures you want to add in. I'm just going to come down to the bottom of my screen here. I'm just going to get rid of this rocket and just get rid of those pictures there. And then at what I like, so I'm just going to pop in here. I'm going to type in cake. There we go. And I can just add in a cake there. And just line it up with my alignment lines. I might want to do football. So search football. And grab in a picture of a football. There we go. And just pop that in there too. And then I also might want to do family fund. Now family fund won't be in my elements. I'll need to come back down to uploads to be able to find that icon there. Now I've got family fund there. Now the problem is with that is that it's a little bit hard to be able to see. So I'm going to come just up like we did before and I'm just going to go into shapes and just choose one of these shapes. I'm just going to do a circle there and I'm going to put it on top of the Family Fund logo. And then just like we did before, I'm going to come to the circle and tap on the three dots and go position and just grab a hold of it and make sure that it goes below the Family Fund so I can now see my Family Fund logo there. And if I need to change the colour of it, let's make it white so it's just easier to see. So have a go now at adding in some pictures and then we'll see what we can then do next to our website to be able to add in any hyperlinks. So now we're going to use that little picture that we created before and we are now going to turn this more now into a website using hyperlinks. So if I just come down to my little character that I had before, I'm just going to tap on him and then I'm just going to press the three dots and then go to link. And what I want to do is I want to link him back to page 1. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate him and move him down onto every page in the corner. And what that means is, let's do another one of him and just tap on him and duplicate him. There we go. And move him down onto this page. And it's great because the alignment lines just keep him nice in line with everything else. And then if I just tap on him and do another one, sometimes it might resize, so it's just easier to kind of bring him across and give him some space. And then just this last one here, so tap on him, duplicate, pull, oops, you see, he just resizes there. So I'm just going to pull him around, there we go, and just tap on there. So now if I go to preview, this is what my website looks like so far. And if I come down to say page 3, if I tap on that star, it will then take me back to page 1. And you can navigate through each page individually if you want to. So you might want to use the pictures on the front of your website like for example, the pink flower, it might take me to Daisy's page, for example. Now, as well as using hyperlinks within websites, you can also use them to go externally as well. So if I come over to the Family Fund logo and do the same thing, tap on the three dots and go to link, I can now go into here and type in Family Fund's website. So I'm just going to type in familyfund.org.uk and press done. And then what it will then do if I preview here, so if I scroll down to the bottom of my page, by using that link button, you'll then see it then takes me straight to the Family Fund website. So have a go now at adding in your own hyperlinks, either to different parts of your website, or by choosing a picture, tapping on link and adding in a website, not forgetting the www at the beginning, because that's really important to be able to have the right information there. And tap done on your link, and to check your link, remember you go to preview at the top and then you can scroll down and you can check that your links work. Now we've got our website working properly, you might want to add in some extra little details. So for example, you might want to add in some animations, and you can do this by tapping on an item on your screen, whether it be text or a picture. And then when you tap on it, your border along the top comes up and you have the option that says animate. So what you can do is you can animate different elements on your web page. So for example, I might want my home button to pop, and you can see I can speed that up or I can slow it down. So I can go on now and tap on my little home pages and make them pop and just slow it down, so that if anybody is looking to try and find and get back to their home, they'll be able to find it on there. And you have all of these different options that you can then use to be able to make your animations without having to put in any code at all there. What you can also do is you can also have page animations, so that when your page comes up, if you're kind of scrolling down, you've got different things that you can have. So you've got things like breathe, where it will animate like this, and it's worth just having a look and seeing what type of things are there and what you could include on your page. I do like the breathe one, so I'm going to use that on my top one here and tap on breathe, so that it all kind of comes up a bit like that. And if there is one that you have that you don't like, you can then just press remove all animations, and that will get rid of your animations on that current page. So now when I press preview, this is how my website will load up, and that looks really cool. Now we want to be able to share our website with the world. So let's have a look and see how we do this. I'm just going to press close, and then we'll look at how to publish. So now we're ready to publish our website. You might want to do a preview of it first, just to make sure it looks okay. And you can do that by tapping the preview button. And it says at the bottom there, resize on mobile with a purple tick. So if I just come to the top here, you'll see that if I tap on mobile, it will then change my website so that it fits on a phone perfectly, which is great. I love the fact that it does that. That's brilliant. And then when I'm happy with that, I'm just going to tap on the Publish Website button. Now this will take a couple of minutes and it'll just load up for me there. And then you can then change the URL, so what it's called. But what I'd also say is just scroll down to where it says Publish Settings. Now in here you can change what the tab looks like by tapping on the pencil and writing an explanation in there. And you can also go to Advanced Settings. Now this is the point where we might need your grown-ups help, because in here there are ways of being able to keep your website safe. The first thing is by using a password. Now, currently that is disabled, but if I was to switch that on, it will generate a really strong password for you to be able to use. This means that if anybody tries to access your website, they would need this password to be able to access it. You can change it into something that's easier to remember, but remember it would still need to have different characters to be able to make it hard to guess. So you can switch that on or switch that off. You can also make sure that your website isn't available on any search engines. So for example, Google or Bing or Ecosia. So that is currently switched off, but if you want to be able to be seen on Google, again, have that conversation with your grown-up to be able to switch that on or off. And if you're wanting to have a link preview, which just basically, if you join a link onto a website, it will then show a little thumbnail picture. You can then enable that as well. And once you're happy with that, you just tap on Publish Website. It will then load that up for you. And then it will then tell you that your website is live. Now, if you need to do any changes to your website just while this is working, you will need to go back into Canva, do all of the changes, and then you will need to publish it again. Canva saves all of your work automatically, but the internet doesn't. So you will need to make sure that when you go on, that you do all of the changes you need to do, and then you can then publish your website online. And then that's it. You're done. You've created your first website. We hope you have found this recap video useful. If you would like to attend this session live, please visit our workshop page on the Discover Digital part of our Family Fund website, and you will be able to book a session that works best for you. And we really look forward to seeing you there.